Hello everyone, so it's me again. I'm Ginger and this is GTV. So I really apologize that we haven't been uploading videos these past few weeks because we've been busy with the baby, and then as you know, we had our elections here in the Philippines. So a lot of things have been happening and have been going on. But today we have a very special guest, and this guest is a friend of mine and she is a startup founder. So her name is Gia Santos and she is the founder of Bookspine.ph. So today our topic will really revolve around learning about personal finance and obviously continuously learning about these kinds of topics, from personal finance to investing to savings and all of these things to growing your finances. So we will also be talking about Gia's entrepreneurship journey. So please stick around. If you like this video, please click on that like button, share, subscribe, and click on that notification bell for more videos like this. And I promise we will be more regular in uploading videos again from this day forward. Hi Gia, it's nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me here, Ginger.
Okay, so as mentioned in our intro, so Gia is the founder of Bookspine. So maybe Gia, tell me and the viewers more about yourself and what do you do?
Okay. Hi everyone. Hi Ginger. So I'm Gia. I'm an electronics engineer by training. But right now I'm a multipreneur. So I'm the founder and CEO of Bookspine. I'm also an insurance and investment advisor. I'm a content creator and also a forex trading student.
Wow! Ang daming ginagawa ni Gia. So, Gia, I know you're one of the young entrepreneurs women entrepreneurs that I know. No? So maybe tell us, I also see your posts on personal finance, helping people with their finances and all. So maybe tell us more about how you started in this path, First, maybe tell us more about your entrepreneurship path, and then we go to the advising on personal finances.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad to share my story, Kasi actually, those two paths of mine are really connected. So I started doing business when I was, I think, 12. Not really business pala yung first. It was when I first started earning my own income. Kasi I grew up in a family wherein my parents provided for my needs, but not my wants. So I had to find a way to earn money for myself. So I started blogging actually when I was 12, and I earned from that. And then that's when I started learning about business. And then when I was 13, I started my own online store. That was, I think, 2007, during the time when e-commerce was not yet the term being used for e-commerce. It was using social media platforms to sell mga pila floats and other products. So that's my first experience in the making money part of personal finance, learning the different income streams that are possible. Kasi I also took on freelancing jobs aside from starting that business. So I was a freelance writer, virtual assistant, all those things even before they became popular. And then when I was in college, there was a semester, or I think a period wherein the academic calendar shifted. So we had 4 months in the summer or the mid-year na vacation. So, yeah. So I took on another racket. It was a sales racket. It was direct selling and distributorship of skincare products. That during the trainings there is when I first learned about Robert Kiyosaki and the cash flow quadrant.
Yeah.
So parang for me, in the back of my head, I kind of had an idea what these things are, but that's when I formally learned that may terms pala that are used na ito, pag employee, investor, business owner, ganyan. So, that's when I first got introduced to him, and then, but I never really dived deep into personal finance. So, yun lang alam ko, parang kung ano yung tinuturo, kasi I was really more interested about business, parang how to make money. Yun. So, when I graduated college naman, I immediately went into stocks. So, I attended trainings on stocks. Kasi di ba exciting? It was a trend. So, I learned about stocks, how to invest. Not really super technical about it, but more of just going with the flow and yun nga, checking lang yung mga recommendations and all. But I guess yung part where I really learned to apply the foundations of personal finance and money management. It was in 2019. Very recent, actually, when I had to start from the foundations again. Kasi diba, nagsimula ako making money and then yun, stocks and investing and all. It was a wake-up call, actually. So, what happened was, before I started Bookspine, I had another startup. And that's how we met, diba, sa idea space. I was, I think, batch after you guys or before, but something like that. After yata. And then, I had that after, diba? So, I had that startup. It was a health tech startup. So, parang 1 to 2 years after I graduated, I went full-time into that startup without any financial foundation set up. I didn't have an emergency fund. So, when I needed money to survive, to pay for food and transport and all that stuff, I had to withdraw the stocks that I invested. So, yun yung isang lesson that I learned, diba? And then, throughout the years of running that startup with no income, with no basic cash flow, na-burn out kami ng team kasi lahat kami walang income. And then, we had to close the startup because of that burnout kasi we've got burned out financially, emotionally, physically, lahat na. And then, sakto, 2019 to, right when we closed the startup, kasi my Forex trading mentor is also a content creator. And then I saw her post looking for financial advisors that she can mentor. And then that's when I realized, it dawned on me na, oo nga, no, one reason, I guess, why we got burnt out is because personal finances namin is hindi okay. How can we expect our business to grow if our personal finances, we weren't able to handle it properly? And I had no idea at all. So I took that opportunity to become an SA. So I really learned the basics na dapat pala may proper process in money management, na you don't start agad with investing. In my case nga, nag-enroll pa ako sa Forex trading agad before. I forgot to mention earlier, pero, di ba, nag-enroll muna ako doon. Oo, grabe talaga. So, talon. But yun, I had to humble myself down and really prevent myself from na parang, I had to forget about ego. Kasi di ba parang isipin mo, nag-start na ako mag-forex trading, nag-start na ako mag-invest, tapos babalik ako, i-stop ko yun to get back to the basics. So yun, that's when I learned na yung basic money management na may personal finance planning pyramid pa lang dapat sundin. So, na dapat protection, and then saka yung savings and investments and stuff like that. So, yun yung journey ko siguro from entrepreneurship to now being a financial advisor. Also, sharing about, I don't consider myself an expert on personal finance yet, but more of sharing my experience for those who might be able to relate. Yung mga pinagdaanan ko na sana wag nilang maulit na mistakes. So, there.
Wow, thanks for sharing, Gia. It's so interesting because, like, as young as you are, you have like experience kasi on being an entrepreneur and also like crossing paths naman to this world of personal finance. So you mentioned kanina na, okay, there are things pala that if I didn't know how to handle money, like my own money that time, syempre, what would I expect, no? Like, when it comes to business, it might have been the same thing, diba? So, what are the things that you realize, I guess, in terms of handling money that can encompass both handling finance in the business world, also in your personal life?
Yeah, good question. So, for both personal life and business finance, it's really setting the foundations, making sure that you have, number one, you know your goal. Kasi sometimes you just invest and save, but you don't know what our goal is. So that's very important to make decisions moving forward. Number two, cash flow. So before you start spending and all that stuff or saving, you have to make sure that you have enough cash flow. So, ang natutunan ko dito, dapat you have more than one income stream as much as possible. Kasi if mawala you only rely on income from your employment, what happens, di ba, we've seen how the pandemic has affected a lot of livelihoods. So, you need to have more than one. And the good thing with the digital world right now, there are so many opportunities for that. So, number two, cash flow. Number 3, it's protection. Making sure that before you put all your eggs in so many baskets and grow them, kailangan yung defense system mo is set in place. So what does this mean? Emergency funds, for example. So before, I didn't have an idea what an emergency fund is. Akala ko basta may savings kayo na yun.
Yeah.
But which brings me also to another point, na mindset is also important. Kasi, kunyari, emergency fund is something that you set up to prepare in case an unforeseen circumstance happens. For example, if you lose your job and you won't be able to work for 3 to 6 months, at least the emergency fund can sustain you. So, technically, it's just savings pero kailangan yung mindset mo, disiplinado ka na. You see it as an emergency fund that you won't touch unless it's completely necessary. Yeah. So yun, aside from that is yung insurance also. So before I became an FA, I had no idea about insurance. I thought that insurance was just for when you pass away, may iwan sa family.
Yeah.
And then I learned, di ba? Parang gano'n yung common misconception. Tapos naisip ko pa noon, hindi naman ako breadwinner, why do I need insurance? So parang, so common mindset. And then I learned na may different types pala of insurance. So what really struck me is knowing that mayroong critical illness insurance. Kasi, yes, because my previous startup, I was dealing with heart patients, mga na-stroke, mga na-heart attack, and we were studying how much it costed them to...
Magkano ba?
On average, a heart attack will cost around 1 million in the Philippines, 1 to 2 M. Yeah, siguro yung mga mild, mga 500K. But still, diba, it's really still big. If you're an average income earner in the Philippines and you don't have HMO or insurance, it's really gonna take a toll on your finances. And this is the reason why, diba, ang daming na babaon sa utang because of this.
Yeah.
So before, I was advocating for prevention, na parang healthy lifestyle to prevent that and to get na hindi ka magkasakit. Pero kailangan two-pronged, health and finance protected. So yun yung mga na-learn ko na basics about the bottom part of the pyramid, which is the foundation. Kasi everything else, kunyari, investing naman, I learned also na may dalawang types of investment vehicles. May low risk and high risk, and you have to know which one is, again, depending on your needs and goals. So those are just some of the, I guess, things I learned along the way na similar between business and personal finances. Sa business, kailangan mo rin ng insurance for your assets, diba? And then for your employees, mga ganon. And where you put your money and how you budget it is also very important.
Wow, thank you for that. Yeah, I totally agree, no? Like, one is the goals. Tama ka eh. You went into stock market, investing, and nakalimutan yung basics. And I think I see that a lot as well, no? Ako rin eh. I think I went into investing right away without like really figuring out like, ano ba talaga? What is this about? Like, why am I saving? When I can just like, gastusin ko na lang kaya, diba? So, because I wasn't like clear on what my goals were. Tapos, you mentioned also cash flow. For the sake of people watching, I'm like concising, I'm putting into words ng what you mentioned, really, summarizing it. The second one was cash flow, and totally agree as well. Because at least you'll know yung, what are you earning? Are you really earning, diba? In both business and in your personal life? Or are you like spending more than what you're actually earning? Third is protection, right? So, also, yeah, like a little kwento lang, a little story. My dad also had stroke, just like, like 2 years ago. No, he was about to have a stroke. Buti na lang, he went to the hospital, and then agapan ng doctor, like, wait, kailangan nang i-rush ka sa kailangan rush sa operating room because you're about to have one. So, something like that. So,
lucky.
Tapos, na-operate on siya. And yes, tama ka, mga ganun nga yung budget, no? Ganun yung cost of what happened to him, no? Around 1 M plus. And that's the reason why now, like for me and EJ and our kids, no, we have health insurance really for all of us. Because of that, na parang no one really knows it, diba? Well, so
exactly.
Yeah, pero it's all good, no? My dad's fine, and my mom's okay, and my sister naman, they're all also now covered, no? Yeah, so in terms of this episode kasi, we want to share like the importance of learning, the importance of reading because of your company as well, no, Bookspine. So maybe share with us, like in the process of like learning all of these things, what were some of the books that helped you in your journey?
Yeah. So to be honest, with my journey, it's really a mixture of learning from books, from people, from events, from online courses. In terms of the books that was really helpful for me, it's Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki talaga. I think kasi it covers not just the technical aspects but also the mindset that you need to adopt when you want to be financially free. Another book I highly recommend is a new one. It's a local book by my mentor, actually. It's called How to YOLO Wisely. So it's by Nikki Jurado, and the book, what I love about the book is it's a non-traditional take on personal finance that covers not just money aspects but also aligns with who you are and your values, so that you can come up with a way to manage your finances based on your personality and your values. So yung dalawang yun. And then another one I'm reading right now is called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. So this book naman, I'm not yet done reading it, but I was able to attend kasi this event that they usually hold every year. It's called Millionaire Mind Intensive. What I love about this is it also covers a lot that has to do with mindsets and limiting beliefs. Kasi a lot of people think that when you talk about personal finance, it's just about the numbers and the technicals, or what bank to choose, what kind of investment to invest in. But at the core of it all, you won't really reach your maximum potential if you are held back by your mindset and limiting beliefs that usually stemmed from our childhood or from the way we were raised or the environment that we saw. So yun, yes, yun yung 3 books that I would recommend kasi very diverse na principles and approach to money management.
Nice. Sige, we'll check those books out. So in the process of learning, Gia, like how do you learn? Maybe take us through the process of like how do you actually learn from these books, no, or from any kind of material, and then how do you implement it later on? Kasi iba-iba tayong process, diba? Like for example, for me, what I do kasi is like when I read books, I'm a note taker, so I need to take down notes, diba, on the side, and then I go back to them. So I have like a 2-colored ball pen, which I sometimes share in some of my workshops and webinars. And one is for like taking down notes, and the other one is for highlighting the action steps that I want to do. Ganun ako ka-OC. Pero baka you have a different way of doing things what people can learn from.
Yeah, very similar. I do highlight my books. So for some people, it's no, but for me, it's okay. That's what they're for. So I highlight my books. In our book club, actually, we have this principle of 72 hours. That's when you get learnings from a book or any learning resource, you have to apply and take action within 72 hours so that hindi mawawala yung impact niya and yung effect niya habang fresh pa. How I learn is it's a combination of being structured and unstructured. Kasi for example, if I read a book, I'm not gonna finish it on the spot. Kasi, kunyari, nasa chapter 1 ako. And then I saw this very interesting concept that I want to apply immediately. So what I do, I'm gonna highlight, take notes, put the book down, and then actually start doing it. So parang, I either start doing it if it's easy or put it on my to-do list. And then once I'm done with that, babalikan ko yung libro, okay, dito tayo sa next step. And then sometimes I also consult other resources about that topic. So if I read this topic in a certain book, I would do online research to check other articles that might talk about the topic, that might give other angles that will help me better understand. Kunyari, when it comes to budgeting, I learned the 6 jars money management system from my mentor. So the way she explained it to me was very personal, how I can apply it on my life. So what I did is I also did online research. Ano ba talaga yung ibig sabihin ng 6 jars na to? And turns out it came from one of the books I'm reading also now. Kasi pinapasa-pasa yung knowledge eh.
Yes, correct.
So, yeah, diba? And then another thing pala that helps me to learn better is to teach. I create content or I teach my mentees or just talk with friends. Kasi when I teach, it also parang nababaon sa akin yung learning. So yun yung take action right away, teach others, and look for similar resources. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. 72 hours. And then I agree sa teaching as well, no? Even for moms, and baka mayroon tayong moms and dads who are watching this, no? Even for kids, diba? When you teach your kids,
yeah,
it's also effective na, you tell me what I taught you, or what we shared or what we read, no? Teach me about it. So that's really nice, na talaga, you get to remember the things that you read and the things that you learned. In terms of investments, Gia, like there are a lot of choices that are available right now, no? So there are new choices even in terms of investments, no?
Yeah, dami.
Yeah, so for a young person or even someone who's already mature but hasn't really delved into investing, what's your advice? Like when they see new investments or when they read about new investments, how should they try to learn and understand these investments?
Okay. I guess number one, before they learn about the investments, they have to learn about themselves. Observe their personality. Kasi different investments have different risk profiles. So, may mga investments na high risk, high reward, iba low risk, low reward. So, madali naman ma-research yung technicals eh. But at the end of the day, not each investment is for everyone. Not all investments are for you. So I know it gets really overwhelming when you go on social media and you see people jumping on a trend. Ito yung uso ngayon, ito yung bago. So how to discern is number one yun nga, do your research. When you research, don't just look at yung mga Facebook groups na may mga maiingay na minsan may mga trolls, diba? So na parang hinahype lang yung investment. So, talagang look at all sources available. Look at the good and the bad. Kasi lahat ng investment may pros and cons. If walang cons yan, it's probably a scam. So, that's number one. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Or maybe it's not an investment, but it's trading or gambling, which is a different kind of way of investing altogether. So, look at the historical fund performance of the investments. Gano'ng katagal na ba yan? When was it established? Sino yung nagmamanage? Sino yung company? Is it under a company? Is it under an individual? May contract ba? May mga terms and conditions? How soon can you withdraw your investment if you need it ba? And then, yung returns, kasi may mga investments na may guaranteed supposedly na returns, katulad yung mga loan types of investments na bibigyan ka, diba, ng So, check mo kung
you invested, no? At least back. They give back the money.
Yeah. Yeah, they give a minimum guarantee, parang ganon. Or, so, siguro yun, assess those and make a decision or make a selection based on what's most comfortable for you. If you're just starting, go with the low-risk ones first. Just so you have a feel of how it feels. For me, I started kasi with stocks, so nakita ko agad yung fluctuation na, okay, I put a certain amount here, like thousands of pesos, tapos bilang the next day, mababa na. Which is normal. Diba? Which is normal if you're familiar talaga with long-term investing. But if you're a newbie, you might panic. So yun, and only work with registered entities when it comes to putting your money into any investment instrument. If they tell you that you're gonna get your money back 3 times 300% in 7 days, isip-isip ka na. Walang guaranteed sa investments na talagang sure ball.
Yeah.
So, ayun, hope that helps.
Yeah, so Gia, in this channel, we talk about mostly, personal finance and investment as well. So, in your case, like, what are you invested in? Like, what's your portfolio? Maybe like a bird's eye view of what your portfolio looks like.
Yeah, right now I'm still in the process of rebuilding my portfolio because I took time talaga to not invest yet when I was building again my foundations, my emergency funds. Right now my investment is I have investment in art. I have a painting that I invested in by local artist. So yun yung medyo nasa top risk pero hindi kasi siya investment talaga na makikita mo agad yung returns eh. And then I have a VUL. So my VUL is a combination of my insurance and high investment returns. So, and then I have Forex. So it's trading, not really long-term investment, but it's a way for me to grow my money also. So I trade Forex. It's the gold US dollar pair. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting back into stocks na rin and some small mutual funds on the side. Like sa mga mobile apps, di ba? Na may mga small opportunities to invest right away in pooled funds. So, ganun siya right now, parang bird's eye view. Halo-halo, very diverse ng risk profiles din.
Thank you for sharing. So maybe for my last question, like for the people who are watching, what are your tips when it comes to personal finance, saving, and investing?
Yeah. Number one, start with the foundations talaga. Don't follow the hype and the trends, and don't feel pressured. If you see someone your age who's supposedly doing more than you, it's okay. You have your own journey to follow. Ang important, ma-follow mo step by step. Don't rush. Kasi if you rush, if you forget the foundations, babalik ka sa same patterns. It's hard to move forward. Avoid Facebook groups na maingay. Listen to credible mentors and experts, and understand that no strategy is a one size fits all. So take the time to learn and explore what works for you. And I personally have this checklist that I use with my clients to assess their gap. So this is in order of priority. So share ko na lang din.
Yes.
Number one is your sources of income. How many sources of income do you have? Whether passive or active. So expound ko rin pala, no? Active is when you earn direct, when you do work, that's when you earn money. Passive is if you are able to earn money even when you're sleeping. Of course, hindi naman siya yung magic, di ba? But may foundations lang in it. But that's so yung two types of income. So basta meron kang at least two, kahit parehong active yun, okay lang. Basta more than one income stream. Number two, emergency fund. This should ideally be in a bank that you can easily withdraw from and should be worth 3 to 6 times your your monthly income or expenses. And number three, do you have insurance? When I say insurance, not just life insurance, but also critical illness insurance, HMO, health card, kasi magkakaiba pa yung mga yon. And number four naman is, this is when you can start exploring investments. Go for low risk muna, and then high risk. And then, so mga last part is optional, but better if you want financial freedom to explore passive income sources. So, mga high-yield investments na long-term or even affiliate marketing, yung mga ganun that can give you passive income. And estate planning if needed. But yeah, those are the parang quick checklist lang to check nasaan ka na in your financial journey. I actually have a video then where I talk about these things and the money jar system also. So yun.
Yeah, we can possibly share the link to that video. So share it with me so that I can put it in the show notes also.
Sige. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, that's it for today. Maybe you want to share about Bookspine. Invite them to check it out.
Oh yeah, thank you. So Bookspine is my startup now. We started in late 2020. And our vision is really to foster a more conscious society through books, where people can get matched to the books that they need. Kasi diba, I'm sure Ginger, you also love books. Yeah. I'm sure you also can identify a book that might have impacted your life in a certain point, diba? And that's what we really want, to take the books to people so that they can impact their lives. So we have an online store where you can purchase secondhand books kasi we also want sustainable economy, circular economy. And then we have a community of book lovers where people get to share their learnings from books. And even if you don't read books yet, learning from people is very powerful pa rin. So you can join the community, attend our sessions. It's really about personal development and growth. So we have a website, bookspine.ph. So details are there.
Okay, we'll share the links in the notes again below for those who want to check it out. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you, Gia, for guesting.
Thank you also, Ginger. Oh, by the way, isa pa lang I want to share then. So if you guys want to enroll in our Forex trading school, especially pag naayos na yung foundations nyo, or if you want to enroll, I mentioned the book kanina, How to YOLO Wisely. It now has a course version, an online course. So if you guys want to enroll, the links are in my linky.ph /engineer Raquetera. So I'll send that link na lang then.
Yes. So all of the links we can put it there now so that people can see it. All right, thank you, Gia.
Thank you so much, Ginger, for having me today. I'm so honored to be here.
Okay, bye.
Bye.